Yo, yo, what the business is, YouTube? It's your boy Clarence over here, Episode of Freedom. Wanted to bring you another company that markets to the masses. And I wanted to point out one thing. I'm going to feed you a little bit, so this video might get a little bit long winded. Bear with me. But I got to bring you this company, Walmart. This one here is quite easy. This is actually the first stock that I ever bought back in 2003 when I was introduced to the concept of buy where you already buy, which is kind of what I'm showing you right now in a way. But I also want to highlight the theme of marketing to the masses, man. I mean, a company that every person can afford and they actually have a product or have products out there. You know what I mean? This is a good parking spot for some dollars, you know what I mean, to help you grow money. Walmart is always one of those. Now, for a quick second, a lot of people thought that Amazon was going to be the death of Walmart, and that's really foolish thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I would never order my eggs, you know what I mean, from Amazon or food, period, from Amazon. I don't want my food coming through the mail. You know what I'm talking about? Fruits, you know what I'm saying? Food, period. I don't want none of that coming through the mail. Um, and that's just a concept. That's one thought. You know what I'm talking about? I know they got the food delivery trucks. You know they got ways of trying to work around that. But I think that people are always going to have a need to want to go into a store and actually see items before they buy them. Put hands on items before they buy them. You got to pay for it first with Amazon or anything that you order. You know what I'm saying? So Walmart's going to always be around. That's just my thought process. Uh, Scroll back a little bit. Let's look at a weekly chart. Now every candle represents an entire week. So for the last 3 weeks, Walmart has been doing nothing but climbing. Once they broke above this descending resistance line. Now, the reason why I went to the weekly chart was truthfully to scroll back here. Stop at about 2010. But let's look at 2003 when I first got in around here 50 something dollars, and now it's up well over 100%. I could just go straight up to this 111 where they at now. 100% growth looking in that box, right? But the part that I really want to point out is the recession. 2007, 8, 9 was the hardest years that we was hit. And this company actually climbed in 2008, which was the heart of the recession. They didn't have a period of falling off through the recession. So this company might be recession proof. They may not, but they might be recession proof. You know what I'm saying? And that's just looking at the fact that through the recession, they didn't take a dip, they didn't take a loss. Well, the stock didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's because they market to the masses. Everybody can afford to shop at Walmart. Huh? I can't shop at Publix all the time. I go get a few items from Publix, but if you go into Publix and you spending mad money, you blowing mad money for the same products, for the same stuff you can get out of Walmart for cheaper. Huh? Yeah, so Walmart will always be around. Let's look at some numbers. All right, I'm about 4 minutes in. Walmart typically does about 6 million shares a day. Friday, for some reason, maybe because they're at all time highs, but it did 12 million on Friday because they're at all time highs. Now, if you look at their statistics, it's already got pulled up. Walmart's market cap is 317 billion. That puts them firmly in the large cap. Shares outstanding 2.85. Float is 1.4 billion. That is held by insiders. Now, I love when insiders hold the stock because they believe in the company. That's just something. That's just something that you pick up over time. But if you believe in your company, you should own some of the shares of your company because you believe. And then the institutions believe in the company as well, with good reason. Walmart is everywhere. They're world renowned. We even got Walmart in China, right? So that's 80 something percent of this 1.4 billion shares is held by institutions and insiders. That's always a good sign. Um, Next thing I like to look at is the debt. 75 billion in debt, but Walmart has a lot of brick and mortar. They got a lot of buildings. In the city that I reside in right now, I can think of four Walmarts. I can think of four Walmarts in the city that I live in right now. How many Walmarts in your city? Now their cash is only 9 billion compared to the 75 billion, but I just tried to explain the reason why they got debt. Think about how much it costs to build just one Walmart, and there are Walmarts around the world. What I also will do is go ahead and click on the profile for a second, even though I don't think there's a need for that. But Walmart has to pay 2,200,000 people. So Walmart's got a good excuse for having a little bit of debt. And I just was trying to see where they, based that. What's that? Oh, Arizona. Okay. Now I didn't know that they was based in Arizona or what have you. But anyway, next thing I want to look at is Trading View. Trading View is free 99. You can always look at the earnings, which in Walmart's case doesn't really matter. What I'm really looking for is this dividend. That's really all I want to see on Trading View because I got the chart in my TC2000 software. But if you're not paying for any sort of software, Trading View is beautiful. I mean, this software is sexy. You can do a lot of the same things that I do with my TC2000 software, like the trend lines. You come right on over here and drop in this same type of trend line, which I do from time to time. I mean, the exact same setup. Do that same thing right here in Trading View. You know what I'm saying? And I can even change the colors up like I do. I like my ascending support to be green. And speaking of that for a quick second, I want to come back and before I do that. Now I honestly clicked on FinViz. FinViz is another one. If you don't have the money to pay for software, FinViz is free. Just type in finviz.com. And they gave me the symmetrical triangle pattern, which is a very common trading pattern. But what FinViz also offers you is some weekly performance, monthly performance, quarterly performance, half year performance, yearly performance, year to date performance. All of this is green, so that's golden to me. They getting up. They're getting up. And then you can come down here and take a look at the latest news on Walmart, anything related to Walmart and the source of the news. Now, another reason why I like FinViz, man, I can click on this insider button right here on FinViz, and you can see, well, after your ad pop up, because I'm only working with the free version, you can see what companies or who, where, when, why. Uh, 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 oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I just want to see Walmart. I'll have to scroll down further. Okay, here we go. Now, Walton is the family. So you got his family buying and selling the stock. Well, right now this is all sales. You know what I'm saying? 10% owner, 10% owner. They selling shares to a massive amount. That's always something to keep an eye on. It's still a whole bunch of this here stock held by insiders, but there has been a lot of selling in Walmart stock. Some people taking some profits, they skimming some off the top, especially with the stock being near all-time highs. You know what I'm saying? So that's something just to keep an eye on. And another gift that FinViz gives you for free. I mean, you can look at the amount of shares. Walton GMC, I don't know who that is, but let's find out. You know what I'm saying? You can look at all this person's transactions. And this person has just been selling and selling shares. You know what I'm saying? Selling and selling shares over the course of time. Ain't been buying nothing, but a lot of this stuff was probably handed to him. And you get a free chart with that. You know what I'm saying? 700 something thousand shares. million shares, million shares. So this person is selling off the stock like crazy. All right. So I want to get back, but one more thing I wanted to point out, man, and feed you a little bit, talking about this symmetrical triangle pattern right here. You know what I'm saying? Walmart is all the way up. To me, that's a warning sign. They're at all-time highs, but so is the market. The entire market is at all-time highs. Uh, right? So the market is at all-time highs. Playing with it, flirting with it, touching it a little bit. The last time I seen this kind of action, and I'm gonna scroll back and talk on that for a quick second. Like I said, you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit in this video. Uh, was after a steep climb, like the bull market that we experienced. You know what I mean, between 2016, 17, when the rage really kicked off. The bull got angry. You know what I'm saying? But before that, you had this period of nothingness. Like it kept on playing with this here area right here at like 2130. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of playing with that area for a while. You know, it had a big dip, came up, set a new high, dip, high, up and down, set a new high, back down. You know what I mean? Came off the highs a little bit, big dip. I think we're looking at that same type of period right now with stronger volatility. But we're looking at that same type period. The market's coming up, playing with the thought of getting higher, dipping off, getting a little higher, dipping, dipping, getting a little higher, dip, a little higher. What do you think's coming pretty soon? A dip. You know what I'm saying? That's just my analysis looking at stock chart after stock chart. I try to look at only 1,000 a night. That's it. It's 1,000. I don't know what type of fanatic you are, but I'm hungry. I'm eating, right? So back to Walmart. You know what I mean? I'm gonna feed you just a little bit more, right? So I got this descending resistance and ascending support. And then you get what I look for every day, intraday. This is over a long time frame of like 1.3 years. So that's over a year for the breakout to happen. So they can happen over the course of a year or they can happen in a matter of just a few minutes. And that's what day traders look for, just for a matter of a few minutes, one of these breakouts to form up and occur. And I probably can even find some on the intraday chart. We're looking at 1 minute charts right here. You know what I'm saying? Stock goes up, set a resistance, intraday, set a resistance, comes back down, breaks above that resistance, begins a run. So these breakouts happen on every time frame. Happens on every time frame, right? Now, the thing I want to point out is that you can get a symmetrical triangle. Now, this is a screenshot from TradingView. You know, this is a chart that I was looking at back in 2018, late June, early July. So almost a year ago, right? And that's crazy that, a year ago today, I'm using this chart as an example. But you got the symmetrical triangle. You got a breakout to the upside and a breakout to the downside. And that's kind of what I want to highlight. Now, to highlight something a little further that you begin to recognize once you look at 1,000 charts a night for a whole year, that's like 365,000 charts in a year. Over the course of 3 years, you've looked at a million charts. You should be pretty familiar with how the market works and these patterns that begin to reveal themselves to you after looking at a million charts. That's just a little food for thought, right? But the price action is closer to the resistance when it breaks out to the upside, and you get a big jump. This is like $8.50. This thing jumped all the way to 11.50. That's easy money. That's easy money. Now look at the price action when it's closer to this ascending support level, the support line that I got drawn up here. When it's closer to this in one of these symmetrical triangles, the breakout is to the downside. And this is also K, because if you short sold this thing at about 750 and covered down here at 527, you're making money. You're making money to the up or the downside. So the symmetrical triangle is a beautiful pattern, but you have to see where the price action is. Is the price action near the resistance or is it near the support? Because that's going to tell you which direction the break is going to come. It's going to go in. Now that's just a little food for thought feeding a little bit of knowledge out you. I've been talking for too long already. 15 minutes in, man. Walmart. Walmart markets to the masses. Through the last recession, they was recession proof. They didn't dip off not too far. With all the competition out there, I think Walmart is still a strong, solid buy. Because I know I spend a lot of money with Walmart every year. I spend a lot of money with Walmart every month because that's where I do the majority of my shopping. So they market to the masses. People can always go into one of them stores and get whatever you need. You ain't got to wait for it to come in the mail, none of that stuff. So I think Walmart's gonna hang out for a while. If you feel like this any of this information was informative, give me the like, give me the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you feel like it's lying or it's a crock of shit, give me the thumbs down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel because I ain't gonna do nothing but feed you more videos and feed you more knowledge as I learn because I'm very much so still learning. It's just my pursuit of freedom, and y'all already know what that is.